secret. Meaning they're public proceedings. It's videotaped. He's under oath in a federal courtroom proceeding. And the attorney asks, you allege that James O'Keefe owes you money or stole money. How much did James steal? And right in.
Yeah, fine. Watch this.
We'll talk about it.
I'm interested to know how much did you owes you?
Yes. Watch this.
$785,000.23.
How did you arrive at that fact?
Very complicated. I'll never check up with you because I'm confidential.
And it's based on the employment agreement?
Absolutely honest.
Yeah. How many violations did you identify?
27.
27 violations of the employment agreement. And that led you to what figure?
I just told you I'm not repeating my answer.
Is that analysis in your documents?
No, it's not.
It's done in your head?
Partially.
Where else?
I'm not allowed to disclose that.
I mean, these people are just impeaching all of their credibility.
Okay, so this guy, George Stapleton, when he's saying that, prior to them coming after you, dropped the Pfizer thing. It talks about 4 companies he's invested in. One of them, I don't know how many of them was Pharma. What was his link? If there is any theories to say, well, the reason why he did this because he got a phone call saying this, what are some speculations that you have that caused him to want to fire you right after the biggest story you guys ever dropped with Project Veritas?
Well, there's another clip in the deposition. You can pull it up here in a minute, but he says that these companies could, this is his quote, could be sold to Pfizer.
That's right.
What he says. And these companies, now when you're in a non-profit organization that investigates these things, you have to sign a conflict of interest policy.
Right.
And this is very important. In my business, infinitely more important than any other business. If you have financial investments in these things, you have to disclose
Sure.
them. I did not know this, but every one of my board members were co-investing in these companies without my knowledge. They were soliciting money from each other to put into these companies. And I didn't know it until I got to this lawsuit. And this is an ongoing lawsuit.
He found it. This is the clip. If you want to play that clip, probably about 3 or 4 companies. You just had it. Go for it.
The only thing that has changed is that we broke the biggest story in our organization's history. It was a story that was so big that it was a combination of the board thinking they finally could do this without James O'Keefe, but also maybe some conflicts of interest per their own words.
Is it fair to say that 3 of the 4 companies you've invested in, you would consider to be in the medical field?
For Petrogen, could be sold to a big pharma.
Like Pfizer?
Like Pfizer.
You agree with me? Well, Pfizer could be a candidate for...
Maybe, potentially, yeah. I mean, I think if I was a banker, it'd be crazy not to let Pfizer know that it was available.
Yeah, it turns out I was up against all these people who were financial.